Dear colleagues, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our today's meeting on Saturday, on the 18th of October, 2025, at 7 p.m. local time, and it is the time for our regular meeting. So let's check our connectivity. Can you see and hear me? I'm sure you can see me. What about my sound? I see people are saying everything is fine, loud and clear. Good. Yes. In this case, we can start straight away. Dear friends, I think today we're going to work in a very fast mode, and I think it's going to be brief yet on point regarding the main news in the area of the string transportation development and what's happening on our platform. So, dear colleagues, let's start with our previous meeting, which was attended personally by Dr. Yanitsky. Please give me a plus if you attended last meeting. If you had the chance of listening directly to Dr. Yanitsky last Saturday. Good. People are saying, yes, I was there and I'm very happy. And I see lots of pluses. So basically, most of our guests today were there last time as well. Raisa says, I watched the recording. Alexander says, I had the honor to attend. Indeed, it was the honor for me, an honor for me to talk to Dr. Yanitsky there in person, live, and to discuss the significant events that happened this month over quite a short period of time. And I fully share with you your enthusiasm about it, your excitement. So, dear colleagues, I have a question to you. How did you like the news that you had last time from Dr. Yanitsky regarding directly several projects that Dr. Yanitsky is working on? Because in my opinion, and not only in my opinion, but also in the opinion of many experts in the area of economy innovation, emphasized that it was indeed a milestone or a number of milestones. So let's list those three milestones that happened or were achieved in October. Who remembers those milestones? Maya says all the news is important and significant. Well, I agree. But what about those three milestones, those three pieces of news that we heard and that give not just hope, but confidence that in the upcoming months and years, string transportation and the Dr. Yanitsky's technology in general will scale up, develop, and will be adopted in many countries as a given fact and not just as an innovation. So Alexander says he remembers about the field meeting that happened literally last week, and it was indeed a milestone, and it had a significant impact on the development of the string transportation technology. But there were other two pieces of news. One was related to the recognition of Dr. Yanitsky as a professor in one of the leading Dubai universities. His recognition as an inventor, engineer, as a scientist, as an innovator. Indeed, it was a world-level recognition. And there was one more event that happened. Do you remember which one? Well, let me jog your memory. It's about non-rocket space exploration technology. So the company of Dr. Yanitsky has become a member of the International Space Federation. Well, in the of the entire sector. Indeed, it is great honor and recognition. Although Dr. Nitsky was member of the Soviet space agency back in the Soviet times, and now this event happened in Sydney, Australia, and Dr. Nitsky's company was there on par with long-standing companies with good reputation like NASA or agencies, SpaceX, and a number of others. So, dear friends, all of those events, they emphasize a very important aspect, which is that thanks to Dr. Unitsky's persistence and literal inability to stop, but to move forward, helped Dr. Unitsky overcome all the barriers and obstacles that he faced over his 50 years career. This is the time he spent to implement his string transportation technology and a number of other projects, like the agricultural project. I'm talking about humus Uterra technology, scaling up and promotion of non-rocket space exploration or industrialization. And it is not a coincidence that I told you that the last conference, the eighth conference, was the biggest conference in terms of the sheer number of speakers who delivered reports. And as a result, 2 weeks after the conference, the company was recognized at such a high level internationally, which yet again proves that the people who doubted Dr. Nitsky when he started his journey, when he started creating his engineering school back in 2015 in Belarus, which is called Unitsky String Technologies Incorporated. So naysayers who said that it wouldn't go, that the technology wasn't viable and that it is not wasn't an innovation and they had only negativity saying about it, was now all dealt with, and all those doubts were cleared away. And now at the Interstate Council, this technology was recognized at the highest level, intergovernmental level. So all those doubts were cleared, which opens the doors to the development of new opportunities. And you remember the conclusion of the council says that this technology was recommended as one of the main technologies for the infrastructural development between the states. And I'm talking about a huge highway that would connect two capitals, Minsk and Moscow, and also to implement the Linear Cities project, a development project. So this is the prospect for the next years, dozens of years. And I told you before that technology would scale up. And this is something that we should all be proud of. And I think like 6 or 7 years ago, we even had a, how to better put it, we had like a motto slogan that to be an investor into the string transportation technology is prestigious and is honorable, and to promote this technology and to be a person who helps implement that technology through crowd investing and through raising funds via crowd investing is a cause that you can dedicate your entire life, because this project will be in demand for many dozens of years. Because if we were able to use crowd investing to help the technology become viable and to help deliver to commercial projects that we will mention later, we will see the news digest in the development of the commercial project. So if we were able to implement this to make this first step using crowd investing, then why not use crowd investing in other projects and help other projects go into the market? Also, using crowd investor investing, we can participate in the funding of the commercial projects in the future and become co-owners of those commercial projects. And in the near future, there will be a legal financial framework to implement that. And I'm sure, dear friends, that by then we all, dear friends, will have a financial result which will translate into the capitalization of our UST technologies. And in parallel, bigger and bigger projects will be implemented, and then we can invest or reinvest into the local commercial projects, into a full portfolio of them. And all of it says or testifies to the fact that crowd investing is a very good instrument to have a stable career, to have a stable source of income, because it's a good opportunity to receive decent commission. And I'm sure, friends, that this fundraising mechanism is going to become more and more popular. And it is no coincidence that insurance companies use a similar model in selling their insurance policies. It's like a commission-based model, and people who made there are people who made careers in that business, earned good capitals. They built their business on it. And when I see comments on people sometimes in our Telegram channel and under the videos in the comments, who say that right now only active promoters have some financial results. But what is the I don't see any contradiction. Of course, they should make money because they promote, they make their commission out of it. So I see no contradiction here. Of course, they should be making money. And I'm sure that in this case, there shouldn't be any kind of contradictions. It is quite logical that a person has experience, has qualification, has certain potential in improving their sales. They're using them, receive commission out of it. And I don't think it's a contradiction, I repeat. And this is why we're going to have a tool on our hands in the near future that will allow us to do that on a completely new level. And I'm talking about the Micron Global platform here, of course. And very soon, will have more news in the next 1-2 weeks. I will give you some specifics related to this instrument in our work. So, friends, I told you that today we're going to discuss the prospects and the results of the works on the commercial projects. And let's together see a digest that was published like a day ago. Probably many of you didn't see it, but right now we will be able to see it live, and I will start sharing my screen, and then together we will make conclusions and see what kind of prospects we have for the nearest future regarding the commercialization of the technology itself. So, friends, all eyes on the screen, please. And please tell me in the chat if you can see my screen. You can. Good. So the only thing here is that I need to add one more feature to it. I hope I can do it. I think I did. Okay, let's go and let's start watching the video together. And after that, we will continue discussing our topic. New materials for unimobile wheels. Memorandum of Understanding in India. Work on a project for the Sosni Resort. International Scientific Paper Competition. UST Incorporated. UST specialists are testing wheels with polyurethane tires. This material is resistant to wear and mechanical damage and improves traction and shock absorption. Tests are conducted on a special rig where the unimobile wheel is rolled against a larger diameter wheel that simulates rails. The purpose of the tests is to verify the service life of the wheels with polyurethane tires. Yes, the tests clearly show that polyurethane coated wheels allow us to significantly reduce the noise level of our rail um, wheels. The introduction of polyurethane wheels will have a significant impact on projects with certain characteristics that require noise reduction and where it is necessary to ensure the elimination of the so-called residual deformation of the wheel. iSky Transport System, representing UST interest in India, and the state-owned corporation Rights Ltd., signed a Memorandum of Understanding. The document provides for the strategic partnership in the study and implementation of UST technologies, including container logistics, cargo handling systems, and the development of smart transportation network for cities in the future. Particular attention is given to UST technology. Well, as you know, in India, our representative, iSky, located in Bangalore, signed a strategic partnership agreement with a state-owned company, Rights. It's a very large company with the state participation, as I mentioned, which specifically consults and does project engineering for the Ministry of Transportation. This company, Rights, by the way, also has representative offices in other Asian countries. It is one of the leading railway and transportation consultants. And undoubtedly, having such a company together with them to promote the technology is a tremendous achievement for the train transportation promotion. We have met repeatedly with rights representatives and its management and saw tremendous interest because once again I want to emphasize India is a country where right now transportation industry is rapidly developing and they're looking for a solution for solutions. They considering various technologies. And here, of course, string transportation with our advantages, with our capabilities to address many problems, is a priority for them. Therefore, I want to reiterate that this event is significant, it's a milestone, and it will undoubtedly be used to address issues and to help us win projects in India. Implementation of the environmentally friendly UST transportation and infrastructure complex project for the Sosny Sanatorium or resort continues. The design of the Unimobiles has been approved. They will consist of a passenger and traction module. The vehicle will be equipped with a traction battery using supercapacitors with a fast charging function. The U-Pod's interior is designed for 6 seats with the ability to transport one passenger with limited mobility. The Unipod for Sosny also received a 2-stage air suspension. Our first stage ensures a smooth ride on anchor points, entering anchor points, and passing intermediate supports. The second stage smoothes out micro irregularities that occur on the road due to some foreign objects on the rail, some pine needles, etc. In any case, comfort increases significantly. Our first stage also regulates the vehicle height. So this means that today the vehicle will always arrive at the station level with the floor. So depending on how many people enter, the air suspension, pneumatic suspension, will inflate, and the vehicle relative and level the vehicle relative to the station service surface. We have also developed an emergency stop system, which includes a number of switches. And in the event of emergency, the switches are triggered and the emergency braking system is activated. The final round of the international scientific paper competition among young researchers from leading universities in Belarus, Russia, and other countries was held at the UST headquarters. A total of 40 projects were registered, 3 of them won prizes. These projects were distinguished not only by the originality of their architectural and engineering approaches, but also by their in-depth analysis of the effectiveness of string systems in modern urban conditions. Overall, we were pleased with the competition results. This year, the results were very high, good, both in terms of proposals for new ideas and in terms of calculation models for our anchor supports. And there were interesting projects on creating economic models for calculating the application of our string transportation complexes for different regions. This has been UST Digest, only the most important and interesting news. If you want to learn more, visit our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel and our social media in order not to miss the next issue. Okay, dear friends, now we all watched the recent developments and news in the area of the train transportation technology over the previous period. And when some investors or observers or people who are sitting on the fence and just observing the technology are saying nothing is happening, it's standing still, those people probably do not fully understand that right now, right before our eyes, a full-fledged sector-forming project is being implemented. And the video about how they created, tested, and brought into production one of the UST vehicles, Karat, this video also shows how scientifically intensive and engineering intensive this project is. Because even after watching that movie, Karat, I mean, and seeing how it all happened, any reasonable thinking person, smart person, can answer the question whether it is possible to capitalize a technology in just 2-3 years, to expect returns in just 2-3 years. We're not working in crypto here or digital technologies where any coin can skyrocket today and then can be dumped the next day and then become zero. We're working in the real sector of economy. We're involved in the sector forming technology. Well, by involved, I mean that we are raising funds. So colleagues, let's identify key points here. We see that the company is being more and more recognized at the international level. We see that the marketing companies and representative offices in various regions, they cooperate with world level companies, like Mr. Zaretsky mentioned Rights Company in India. We also see that a second commercial project is about to be implemented in Belarus. We're talking about a project that will be commemorated to the 50th year anniversary of one of the resorts in the capital area. And that order was placed by a state-owned agency. And this project most probably will be delivered on time and will be brought into operation very soon, which is a very important stage in the implementation of any project, let alone other dozens of projects in dozens of countries already in the pipeline. And I'm not afraid, hesitate to use the word hundreds of projects that are still at the stage of negotiation, consideration, feasibility study, and so on and so forth. And friends, believe. Well, I'm not asking you to believe my word or believe my gut feeling. Just make your own conclusions here, logical conclusions. If we see one commercial project implemented in one country, then probably those projects will be growing up, sprouting up like mushrooms after a autumn rain. Even in Belarus, when Dr. Initsky decided to implement Unilight project in the country resort, it was a very correct strategic decision, because after that project was brought into operation in Belarus, the national standards for string transportation were started developing, specifically tailored to string transportation. And after that, the company received an order from a state-owned agency. And in parallel to that, we can also see and hear that there are recommendations and intentions to use string transportation to connect two capitals, which says that there will be growth happening in parallel in other countries. When in Nepal, India, or some other region, another commercial project will pop up, it will start scaling up. It will start producing the snowball effect. And that's when our investments will start becoming gaining weight, becoming a actual investment tool, investment vehicle for us, and will start bringing returns, which will happen in the very near future, a couple of years most, not dozens of years, although it's an infrastructural area. And so when many partners or even investors say that if the company will still continue selling its pre-IPO shares, they dilute the returns and everything related to it. Honestly, that's not how it works. It's a completely different story here, because originally around 400 billion pre-IPO shares were issued, and every share has its own face value. And the objective of the company is to go eventually into the market. And that's what is happening right now, because more and more projects are being implemented, and the face value will eventually, the value, the cost of the pre-IPO shares will exceed the face value, of course. As for potential payouts in the future, then of course, payouts will be paid according to the number of shares people own. But right now, this is our very good opportunity for everyone to increase our portfolio, because right now we have very good discounts that allow you to increase your portfolios 2, 3, 4 times compared to what people had when they first purchased their packages. Because right now you can have a discount as high as 144 within the current promotion. And when this promotion is over, probably we will have another special package, but it will never offer discounts as high as the current discounts. I'm talking about the range from 70 to 144. It also offers other advantages like installment plans and the possibility of our opportunity for our clients and investors who previously purchased investment packages yet never completed their installments. They now have an opportunity to use their old payments towards the new packages. And new investors also have a bonus system which allow you to get several bonuses if you pay in one go. Well, very good extra percentage on top of the included number of pre-IPO shares in the package. So if we take a look at the next 3, 5, 7 years, we can see that the string transportation technology has a lot of potential and can become something that will become part of our everyday life. Like when people build residential houses and hotels, overpasses, bridges, roads, etc. So very soon, the same will be happening with string transportation, where in different cities, in different countries, string transportation projects will be built and implemented. And right now, we have an opportunity to just make the correct logical decision to increase our portfolio by seeing what's happening right now. And for now, we have everything at our disposal and all the promotions at our disposal. What else I wanted to add here? Since we are here, the main audience that attend such meetings live, some of you guys watch the recordings, you are our clients and investors on our platform who are active participants and take active stance in promoting the technology and in participating in the crowd investing process. So if right now, since right now we have promotions and we have a high discount offered, I think it is the best time for everyone to maximize, to take full advantage of our partnership program and not miss out on the opportunities offered by the affiliate program, by the partnership program. Because, I repeat, the discounts will never be as high as they are right now. And also, let me remind you that in 3 days, we're launching a focus group on the augmented reality app. And during the previous meeting, we discussed in more detail that instrument. And right now, I'm talking about addressing myself to the most active part of our audience. And that app will allow us to get a very good high conversion rate when out of 11 contacts you get 10 investors, which was done in real life. You can see the feedback from our previous group participants who tested the app and obtained such good results. So in 3 days, we're going to have the second group launched, and there are very few spots left. And right now, when you are in the focus group and you will be using the algorithm that we will be giving you, Dmitry Slusar and I, Dmitry Slusar being the author, you will also be able to use that app to expand your partnership network, to earn commission from your work, and by doing it, you can prepare the grounds for before the launch of the Micron Global platform, where AdMix Reality is going to be the main tool for your agency work. And it is my firm belief, deep conviction, that those partners, those investors who will also be doing partnership agency work without the app will have a slightly lower results, probably not even slighter. Well, their results will not be as good as the results of those people who will be using the app in their agency work. So again, dear colleagues, I would like to remind you that you should not miss out on the opportunity, because on the 21st of October, we're launching our group and we will have our first training. And then all the conditions, terms and conditions will be are in the Telegram channel. So if you want to learn more about it, look for it in our RSW Systems Telegram channel. So colleagues, let me remind you, do not miss out on this opportunity. So friends, this is everything that I wanted to tell you today. I can take a couple of questions if you have them, and then we can call it a day for today. And then we will meet next Saturday, same time, 7 p.m. GMT plus 3. But in between today and next meeting, we will have a focus group, and there Dmitry and I, we will conduct training. So let me see what kind of questions you guys have. Dmitry is asking about the bonus pre-IPO shares. Dmitry, we are working on it, because remember, those bonus shares will be credited manually by the tech support. Remember when we were selling tickets to the conference, you were supposed to specify your login and the sponsor's login. So that's why we will be using those logins to manually credit the pre-IPO shares. By the end of the month, all of the pre-IPO shares will be credited, the bonus pre-IPO shares. Someone says, please tell us about the UST news that you received, that you got when you were in the United Arab Emirates, Maxim. Well, what can I tell you? Currently, the interest in the string transportation technology is growing from other Emirates, neighboring Emirates. So look, currently the location is located in the Sharjah Emirate, and we have a project in Dubai. However, there are 7, if I'm not mistaken, Emirates in total, and what I can tell you is that there is interest in the technology. And there is other Emirates are showing interest in using the technology, and they want that technology be implemented not just in one emirate but in others as well. So we saw that intention, and when we have official information about it and there will be some specific results, surely they will be announced by the company. Someone saying, why you have named Micron Global the same way as an American IT company? Well, I haven't heard about an American IT company called Micron Global. But, you know, in our world, there are a lot of similar names, identical names, but when we were naming our platform, we never wanted to copy any other company's name, because remember I explained, from Micron to global, from something small to something really big, and that is the underlying philosophy, and this is what we're doing. Basically, it's a description of our activity. So currently we are preparing a video presentation of the platform. It's going to be a short presentational video, and that's where we will have a more detailed explanation, description of our activity and our platform. Alex is saying, is your business trip over? Did you return to Ukraine? Well, why are you asking? I guess it's a kind of a personal question. Why are you so interested in my business trip and whether I return to Ukraine or not? So Alexander says that I suggest we extend the rebranding promotion with a range of discounts from 70 to 144 until the 31st of December 2025. Well, I would if I could, but we're launching the Micron Global platform sooner than that, sooner than the 31st of December. And that's why we cannot extend the promotion. But let it tell you this. Once we launch the Micron Global platform, there will be some juicy discounts on the updated platform as well. So, dear colleagues, please first translate your questions into Russian using Google Translate so I don't spend time translating them myself. So please first use Google Translate or any other automated translation tool, and then paste in the translation here. Vera says, well, the name of the company can sound in a similar way, but the spelling might be different. Well, of not only the spelling, but also the meaning behind it can be different, which is most important. Well, if we go back to our old brand, Skyway, remember there were hotel chains called Skyway. There was a tourist route, cable road, if I'm not mistaken, which is also called Skyway. So it is not something surprising, or it's not plagiarism as far as our platform is concerned. The meaning is deep and the title is meaningful. Where can I check the number of my pre-IPO shares from Swig? Well, Swig should be checked up on Swig, and GTI should be checked up on the GTI registry. So if you were in Swig and you did the conversion on time, then all of your pre-IPO shares that were purchased on Swig should also be shown in your back office in the RSW systems, provided that you registered with the same email. Okay, dear colleagues, I think we can call it a day, and I will see you next Saturday. And on Tuesday, we will have the first training with those who are active promoters and who will be one of the first to use the augmented reality app that will turn literally upside down the agency business, and that will help them scale up their business in a very short period of time. And more about that on Tuesday during our first training session on the 21st of October for our focus group. Dear colleagues, have a nice Saturday evening and a good day off tomorrow. And let me remind you that the current promotion will run for, let me check, will run for 3 more days. Whether there will be any extension or not, I can't really tell you, but take it as 3 days left. So see you in 1 week. Bye bye.